Holy fuck.
One.
6, 11, 6, 12, come on, 14.
All right, what's up guys? Good morning. Well, you know, I actually woke up today and I was like, shit, I think I have to do the legs today. And nope, I just have to do chest. That's a good thing because my legs have been pretty fucking sore. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And yeah, we'll get some chest. I did think I took a shower like several hours ago and I was thinking in the shower like, damn, I want to try someday doing like a Ronnie Coleman style of training.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT!
Because if you've seen Ronnie training, he really thinks a lot about his joints. So when you see him training leg extensions or leg press, or let's say barbell rows, or even bench press, when Ronnie does a bench press, he does this. Okay, and I think if you've seen him train, you know what I'm talking about. He doesn't fully go out or go in because he talks a lot about the joints, how that can create issues. And I am curious because Ronnie had a ridiculous physique. There has to be some merit to what he's saying. Like he can't just be babbling on nonsense. I don't think so. The thing about me is that whenever I train, I always like to go to failure. Like I really want to train hard. And so when I'm talking about training hard, I'm not talking about putting a lot of weight. In my mentality, I try to break as much fibers in my muscle than rather just lifting a lot of weight. And that could be counterintuitive, but I mean the more quality of the rep, having a good form doing it. And that's why I feel like sometimes when I do decline bench press or regular bench press, I don't know why, I don't have much strength when it comes to those type of exercises. Maybe it's because I isolate way too much on those presses, but I don't think so. I just don't think I'm that strong, because if it was that case, I would have seen several bodybuilders not being able to do that. Now, there's some, like, here's the thing. I've seen several bodybuilders who've bench pressed usually like 3 plates. You don't see them bench pressing 5 plates, which they can, but they don't choose to. I mean, you look at Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler would have benched usually 3 plates on both sides, and he was just focused on form. Even if I did though, like even if I put more than 45, let's say I put a 45 and a 35 or 2 45 plates on both sides, I don't even think I would do it, to be honest. I probably do 1 rep, probably, but that's it. Yeah. So I don't think I'm as strong as that. That is something that I would like to improve, because I think if I'm weak on an exercise, that's an indicator that I have a lot more potential to grow there. Because that's the thing, when you work out, you want to find things that can obviously respond better for your muscles contracting. So if you find that you get more lactic acids and you feel like you've broken more fibers doing a particular exercise, that's a good exercise for you. Whenever I do bench press is something that I don't feel that so much, but I do when I do declines, especially when I hold them downward like this. If you guys seen me, in my first to 2 sets, I always bring the bar down and I just stick it there for like 2 to 3 seconds and I push out slowly. And I do 12 reps, I think, with that, 12 or 15. And I feel my chest burning. And that's just the case that, like, Some people, I think it's based on body type. Some people like to do a variation like that on other exercises. I find that when I do that on bench press or anything similar to a bench press, whether it's incline, whether it's decline, I get better results that way. Yeah, I think if I wanna move around, I could add some variation with that, and not just, not really give a fuck about the weight too much, rather just focusing more on that tearing and lactic acid pumping up. It's what I'm saying. I don't feel these two indicators when I do that. The workouts that I don't feel the most with that, what I'm saying is the inclines and I think the dumbbell flies too. Yeah, because I remember when I first did dumbbell flies, which is when you're on a bench and you're doing these with two dumbbells on both hands, I felt my chest really isolating. I remember in the first few months when I started lifting. And so I love to do those workouts. In fact, I remember I always supersetted, yeah, exactly. I always supersetted dumbbell flies with cable crossovers. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't superset anything in chest days now. Maybe I should, but I didn't because of I have to move to one place to the other. But yeah, I actually did feel more isolation when I did that. Now I don't, not so much. I don't know if it has to do with the weight. Maybe it does. You see, this is where I feel like, in my opinion, when I'm still an amateur, like I'm not even intermediate, I'm still an amateur, but as you get closer to 1 year of experience, it's now almost a year, you're always trying to find your ways to improve yourself by like, let me try this, let me try that. I went into progressive overloading and I thought a lot more about the weight. And ever since then, I feel like the quality, let's say, of the rep itself has declined as I've done that ever since I started doing that progressive overloading. And I don't think that's a good thing. I feel like I could do much more better by actually incorporating more of that style and kind of ignoring a little bit more about the weight. Because I want to gain mass, but I think there has to be more connection than there has been recently. Yeah, and I'm not, I think when I do, because that's why they're called compound exercises. If you do a pressing movement, it's a compound exercise. It's not your chest just moving the weight, it's the shoulders. But I feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like I could do better in terms of connecting with the muscle. And I think in order to do that, I have to drop the weight just a bit. Yeah, just a bit. Just a bit because I'm training by myself. I don't have a spotter. I'm training by myself. And so how can I expect to do, let's say, 12 reps if the last set I did, I could barely get to 12, and I'm gonna move up the weight, which usually in that case I don't move up the weight and I likely don't even get to 12 reps, I likely get to 8 reps or to 10 reps. And yeah, we'll go to the gym in a bit. We'll do some chests, and we're really gonna start off with, hell, we'll see. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm pretty sure we'll do the same thing, but maybe maybe a light bulb will come in when I get into the gym. I'll see you guys there.
125, and that felt a bit of a workout. In fact, I think that should have been my last one. You gotta really measure yourself, you know. This could be very lightweight for some people. To me, it's heavy. Yeah. Due to my body type, probably. There's no way to explain it. Because in other exercises, it's normal. Pressing, no. It's hard. Pressing for me, when it comes to chest, it's a fucking doozy. Just enough so that the shoulders don't say like, hey, what's up? And starts to push away. I don't like when that happens. Let's do machine pressing. All right, it's good old fashioned machine pressing. Well, I don't think a warm up is necessary. And for intensity, I think that was good too. put an extra 10. That way this one can be the max. It's always the lift off. Let's declines, yeah? Let's do declines. I think to start off, it could be pretty good doing 35 on each. That's a solid first set, and I'll do 3 sets this time. Last time, I felt like I could have done 45 and a 20 on each. We'll really see, because we changed a bit the first 2 exercises for today for chest, so we'll test it. Put some Russian music. Scared of my right shoulder. That's all. I don't want a lock to come in. Maybe if let me see. If I could get my sister, that'd be fantastic. I don't want my face to get messed up, you know.
Yeah.
So, in the spot, just have your hands here, because I'll be like this. I don't need help with the lift off. I just when I'm like I can't. I'll tell you when. I'll give you a nod, or I'll just say something. Two more. Did you use a lot there on the last? Okay, that's normal because I couldn't even get to it. All right, good. You can go back. Sorry, not bad. That's pretty much it for compounds. Let's get to isolation and we'll do some cable crossovers, yeah. Now here comes the lactic acid, pretty much. This is when the big pump comes in for me, when I get into isolation. Pump goes crazy. All right, let's get it moving. Starting with the 66, yeah, that should be good. That happens way too much. At this point, it's not really an excuse, it's just always happens. I can just need to push more. Then rather just blame on how pre-fatigued my chest is. I'll do that this set. Yeah, I'll do it right now. How would this look like if I did like that? I don't know about you guys, but I might be the first one who has this on my glass. It probably sounds not let me see. That probably looks so funny. My glasses right now probably might be like this because of the weight distribution. Let's put it back a bit. You guys probably really hear my headphones now. Duly noted. That pretty much completes the third set. We'll move on to some Elias machine. Let me try this. I've never done these in particular, and the reason why I feel like I want to do another exercise because I feel like we did something different, and the level of lactic acid right now is not at its peak. So I feel like we should just do a bit more. I know what I can do more. Let's do more. Damn, that's heavy. Even without weight. Hold up. even without weight, there's a lot of tension. That's really good. Yeah, I like that. I can already see the pump coming in. Just without weight, that felt, I highly doubt we'll do a lot of weight with this. I feel even a 25 could be a dope kill, to be frank. Okay, I think I will say this is the probably the final boss of chest days because that's pretty heavy. I don't know how much this machine weighs. I love it though. That felt nice. It seems very light, but trust me. I mean, if you've been training as long as I have, this thing is fucking heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if this is redundant. It may be because technically speaking, I've done kind of the same movement now 2 times. Now this is gonna be a 3rd. It may be a bit redundant, but I can't really think. I just like to do this because it brings a lot of blood to my chest, so I can recover more. It's more of as a treat to my pecs than rather just full-on heavy-duty exercises, whatever you call it. This is definitely a weight. little bit to that one. I'm gonna do the one behind us. May not seem like a big deal, but I feel just tidbit activation when I get there. It's mostly because we just did that. Let's do one more. We'll have one more, and we'll call it. Judging by these last two sets, I think that's kind of a lot of the energy I have to take out. Yeah, let's get down to full sets. Not a terrible session, but I do think that could have been a bit better. I think we expended a bit too much energy than rather the muscle breaking entirely. Because I honestly think that, I have no idea if you guys can hear me, but whatever. I think those last two, not the last two, but the decline was maybe a bit too overkill, and I think the incline didn't give me as much hypertrophy as I thought for the first one. Maybe that's just how my body responds. I'm not gonna drop not declines. I'm not gonna drop inclines just because I don't feel it as much compared to a regular standard machine press. I do think that it's working the upper chest, and maybe the upper chest is such a small area that it doesn't feel as much when you're pre-fatigued on all areas. So. Yeah, let's pose down. I mean, by the pump of the shirt, I could tell it's not that bad, but it could be better. Last time when I did it, it was a bit better, but we'll see. Yeah, it could be better. Last time, there was way bigger pump than last time. Let's do it. So you guys can see. Hopefully I'm not blocking out the camera. Oh, look at that. The delts are back. Yeah, I don't think there's as much shadows here because the light is this way, so not bad. As I said, I wanted to do something differently because there's always sometimes that you can improve just a little bit, and when you can improve just a little bit, that always gets on my head. Like, oh, I can peek out my chest more, let's try that. But yeah, I definitely feel like I could have done that better. Last time, I felt way more lactic acid. It feels like there is way too much weight on one side, so my glasses just feel like that. But yeah, it could be improved just a bit. When was it? I think the last chest day we did, about last week. That was on Friday. That was, I think, one of the best, if not the best. I'm not sure, because before I did Dorian's program on that last chest day, that one was really good. But no, I think the last chest day that we did back on Friday, that one was the best, because I haven't seen my overall chest, including my upper chest, my outer, just everything was popping at the end. Today, not so much. And I understand why, because I think I did too many exercises, so I wasn't able to lift as best as I could. Not in terms of weight, but also in terms of form. I could have definitely done better. But that has to do with the amount of exercises I did. So for next time, I also had in my head that I wanted to do less weight, because that's how it was starting from the first few months of training. And I always believe on muscle to mind connection to its purest. I forget about the weight, because at the end of the day, your muscle does not know whether you're lifting a 45 plate or whether it's lifting a 65. All it knows is that it's hard and it's just stimulating the muscle. So now, I'm not a scientist.
You get the pizza after you suck my accept.
From what I can understand, the only valuable incentive you can get from lifting heavier weights would be from type 2 muscles, like fast twitching. But that's a bit black and white, because there's some people like me who don't have that as, say, I have fast twitch, but it's not as overwhelming on my muscle compared to other people. So for me, I don't require to do so much heavy weight just to get a good workout. I could do not lightweight, but moderate weight, and just go to failure. That's my perfect line. But not for some people. I mean, you look, Sam Solik is a perfect example. He's been training for 7 years now, and of course he's on gear, which helps him more. But I could definitely tell he's a bodybuilder that has better results lifting heavier weight, or else he would not continue lifting that much weight. I don't think for me though that's the case, unless if I have a particular spotter, which is my exact issue training like Dorian in Dorian's academy, because I did not have a spotter, so I couldn't go 100% to failure on the last set, even with a machine like a pullover machine, just because I can't do 4 more or 3 more and hold it on, because I can't lift it more. I need a person to, but that doesn't mean that my muscle's broken yet as full. So that's kind of the issue that I've run upon. So I have to work with more frequency and just structure my workout more for that. As for, I think everything could be improved. My chest, my back, my arms, my legs, everything. But my weakest points are my legs. My legs have been sore. That's a good sign. Because I would say when I was training like in Dorian's program, my muscles, my quads or my hamstring weren't as sore. Doesn't mean it's not good. It's just that I wasn't pushing to failure as much as I could have. I couldn't do that solo. So, but when I did it my own way, that's when I felt more sore. And I actually felt like, okay, there's a bit more lactic acid inside here. This stuff is hard to explain, because that's why I don't love science either, because it's I think it's a bit black and white too. I feel like science is important, but you should lift based on your feeling. If you're not feeling it as much compared to something else that you've been doing, you should not continue doing that. Yeah, each person's body is different. But anyways, that wraps it up. I'm gonna do my cardio now, go back to the house, eat, finally sleep. But we'll do better next time. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Work hard. Stay disciplined.